Who is it?
Hey guys, it's your girl Okwe and welcome to the All Shows Nigerian channel where I review Nollywood movies, series and reality TV shows. I know you guys are wondering where I have been and why I've been MIA, but life be life in y'all, and I'm sure you guys understand. I'm not going to get into details of things, but I'm back now and yeah, let's get into this review. So today I'll be reviewing one of the new Nollywood movies that came out recently on Prime called Landline. I do want to add here that I did forget to add the movie synopsis, so I would just basically say it here. So this movie is about a stranded military sergeant who receives an eerie call from an old landline, each guiding him to save his pregnant wife from a relentless killer, only to watch her die again and again in a nightmarish loop. So that is the overall summary of this movie. I felt like I needed to add that because I realized while editing that I didn't. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the review. I think it was written, produced, and directed by Dilly Doherty. The cast in this movie were just three people: Gabriel Afolayan, Zena Balogun, and Buchi Franklin. So before I get into the review, if you are new here, hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Okwe, like I said, and I do reviews on Nollywood movies, Nollywood series, and reality TV shows, all kinds of shows. Whatever interests me, I'm going to review it basically. And if you're a returning viewer or returning subscriber, hey, welcome back. I'm glad you're here and I'm happy that you are here to stay. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as we are on our way to 500 subscribers, and it will really make me happy and it will really contribute to the growth of my channel. And also, please, we have an Instagram. I feel like I don't talk about this much on my channel, but we have an Instagram. It is ASNigerian. I'm going to put a link or a picture on the screen and in the description box. So please do the needful. We're on our road to 100 followers there, 500 subscribers here on YouTube, and 100 followers on Instagram. We also have a TikTok. I can't remember how many we are on right now, but probably less than 100 as well. Please, you guys, let's rack up those numbers and let's help my channel and my community grow, because hey, we love it over here, right? So let's also express our love and affection to the channel by actually, subscribing and following and liking. But anyways, I'm done yapping about that. Let's get into this review. So my thoughts, first of all, for this movie was that I really liked the lighting of this movie with the use of warm tones. I feel like it really made the scenes look really crisp and warm. One of my pet peeves with movies, like Nollywood or not, whatever, is when like the brighting or the lighting in movies are very dim and you can barely make out what is happening on the screen. I really hate that. So I really love that this movie delivered in that department. Secondly, I'm sorry, but I didn't feel any connection between the casts. The crazy thing is the cast lineup was actually really good, and as I said, really good, well-known actors and actresses in the movie, but for some reason it just fell really flat and I just felt like there wasn't much life added to the scenes. I don't know if it's because half the conversations or majority of the conversations were had via phone call, but the cast performance in this movie was quite underwhelming and boring, especially considering that this movie was marketed as a thriller of some sort. So I didn't really feel like they delivered in their storyline and in their cast performance or in the flow of the movie, and I just wish that they did more regarding that. Also, the special effects in this movie that was used was a huge flop. Please don't tell me that caterpillar plasticine looking thing at the back of the guy's back was supposed to be some sort of scar that happened, some sort of scar as a result of something that happened to him in the past. It looked nothing like a scar. It looked like you literally just put earthworm molds on his back to represent a scar. That was so underwhelming to me. And to make matters worse, we actually never got a backstory regarding what those scars were about. So in my opinion, they just dropped it inside the movie and it really didn't have any service or didn't have any relevance to the story. So I just feel like it was just random. And considering I've seen more like, recent movies where they're actually doing really good in their special effects, like the Nollywood industry is actually doing much better with special effects. I just feel like this type of mediocre work we shouldn't be seeing in 2025. thought we had outgrown all this, but clearly I was wrong and I had too much expectations. So my bad for thinking that we have some sort of progress in the special effects world in Nollywood. Regarding the concept of this movie as well, I feel like I got the concept of the movie, but at the same time I didn't. I get where they were trying to go with it, but I just feel like they failed heavily in the execution. Some scenes were pretty confusing. It felt like some scenes were just placed in there and propped in there, like for us, the viewers, to figure out what was actually going on. And I get that some movies are like that, but this one just felt like there was no direction. Like even the directors probably didn't have much direction, and like imagine the directors or the producers not having direction. So how are we, the viewers, supposed to have direction with where this movie was going? I just felt very confused in certain scenes. So you mean to tell me that this pregnant lady whose husband is in a safe house had nobody else in the house to take care of her? No gatekeeper, no house help, no nothing to be 24/7 in that house? Like, I get that he was in a safe house and he was to be protected and all those type of things, but you literally have a woman with your unborn child living alone in your house, knowing that you're a wanted person wherever in the community. The least you could do is at least have like police rallying around 24/7, or like have somebody watching the house, being with your wife type of thing. Where was his wife's family to at least take care of her during this time? What about his own family? Like, why wasn't there somebody else in the house? Why was a pregnant woman alone in the house? I'm supposed to believe that is realistic. That just didn't make sense to me. And things like that just throughout the course of the movie were not just making sense to me. Also, who just takes orders from a mysterious caller with a deadline? That didn't make sense to me also. And it's not like this is Big Brother Nigeria where we just hear sounds and we're just supposed to follow the instructions. I didn't really understand that. I get what they were trying to do, but at the same time I didn't understand it. I don't know if it's because the execution was just bad, but it just didn't make sense to me. And with the certain parameters that they had in the movie regarding, like, okay, the lady being alone and all of a sudden this killer just appearing, why is she alone? Those kind of questions I needed answers for, and I just didn't get them. And if the husband figured out the outcomes of things, why did he keep leaving her on the call after giving her the instructions when he knew what was going to happen? Why not be on the call while she carries out the instructions? It took her dying literally 8 times before this guy decided, okay, I'm going to be on the call while this thing is happening, while these instructions are being done. And I'm just like, if the 8th loop was going to be the end of the loops, like, you could not redo things, is that how the wife would just have died like that? Like, that just didn't make sense to me. And also, how did he know the exact positioning of things in the house when, for one, he wasn't home for like 2 months? First, it was him being able to point, that she was looking in the wrong drawer for the AirPod that he bought her, and then it was the second scene of him being knowing that there was a glass vase at the corner of the lobby, so that's how the killer could have seen her and killed her. Like, you're not in the house. How do you know these little details of like what's going on in the house? So I just feel like they lost me as well again, because this is someone that's not in the house, but yet he knows what's happening in the house and all that, and how where things are positioned at that moment. And I don't know, just having commentary on certain things that he shouldn't be able to have commentary with if he's not in the house. So in my mind, that just kind of was weird. I feel like they didn't really cover their tracks with that. I guess they could say, oh, he's a military trained person and military skilled and everything, and maybe they are very like what's it called, observant and all those type of things, tactical or whatever. He was using his military knowledge in that moment, but I just feel like at the same time it just didn't look nice and it just didn't make sense as well. But maybe that's what they were trying to portray with the character knowing everything that was happening in the house even though he wasn't there. I don't know, but that just was something I noticed and it was just kind of weird. Because at some point I started to think, like, if you know what's going on in your house, are you a ghost now too? Like, is that where this movie is going? That you know everything that is happening in the house and you can tell what is being done and all what is not being done correctly in the house in that moment? Are you a ghost as well? Like, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. And also, for someone who was in the safe house for the entirety of everything in the movie, the husband had a lot to say and critique about his wife on the way she was handling the situations and trying to survive. Like, sir, she's literally pregnant, trying to protect herself and your unborn child at the same time, for goodness sake. cut her some slack. Like, I just feel like he was very opinionated for no reason. Like, you're literally in an air conditioned safe house, not doing anything, just speaking to your wife and yelling out instructions for her to do, when you're not even the object of, you're not the target of the what's it called, the operation right now. She obviously has a lot of emotions going on with her, coupled up with her pregnancy. The least you could do is cut her some slack. So I didn't really like how he was speaking to her in the movie. That's just a personal um observation of mine, and it just didn't feel realistic. Like, you would think that if a man knows that his child and his wife are, in danger, and he has to tell his wife to do certain things to survive, you would think he would have a much calmer approach and calmer tone when trying to give her the instructions. But it just felt like the opposite, and in a real life setting, I'm pretty sure that's not how something like that would go down if that was the situation or if that was the case. But tell me what you guys think about that. Lastly, I don't know about you guys, but as for me, Sha, I already figured out who the killer was even before they announced it. I'll leave that at that. Final rating of this movie ended up being a 4.5 out of 10. Honestly, this was a not so great movie, and it lacked a lot of depth. I get where they were trying to go with the storyline, but at the same time, I just felt like it was poorly executed. And in the end, I was left with more questions than answers. But do let me know what you guys thought about this movie, and if you watched it, comment down below what your thoughts were in this movie. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we're on our way to 500 subscribers. Promise you guys I will be more consistent, not fully consistent, but more consistent, because at the end of the day, I have a life to live and I have stuff I have to do. But I will try my best to be more consistent on this platform, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.